Hi, this is Param. Uh, Welcome you all to my channels. Okay. In this series of videos, we will see what is ingest pipeline feature available in the Elasticsearch. Okay. So obviously, what is now we will get event. Okay, that event has to be processed, parsed, or formatted, or replaced, or add some field, something like that. Okay, so all the manipulations some of the manipulation at least. Okay, some of the manipulations we have to do before to ingest in the Elasticsearch index. Okay, so for a long periods we would have used logstash for this manipulation of rich amount of rich or complex manipulation of any events. Okay, we would have used logstash, and if it is very minimal, we might have add a processor within the beat configuration itself. Say, let's say something which is very straightforward. Okay, the log message or any event. Okay, that is very straightforward. So we are reading using some file beat or metric beat, something like that. Okay, so that is very straightforward. So in that case, whatever we need, any just add or remove or kind of remove or drop the event kind of stuff. Okay, every beats has come with set of processor. So if you want to do those things, you can do within the processor itself. That is another place. Okay, the third one is ingest pipeline. Yeah, the third one is ingest pipeline. So first thing is logstash, second is beats processor, third thing is logstash pipeline. Okay, so either of these three, okay, we would have used in our project or we have to use in our project. Okay, so it's our so which one we have to use? It's based on the complexity. Yes, complexity. Of course, personal preference. Yes, it's personal preference, and availability of resource. Say for example, okay, so availability of resource or availability of servers. Okay, so these are the different places we can do manipulation of any events. Okay, so in this video we are not going to see about how logstash. Okay, I will prepare separate logstash series playlist. There I will explain and show some of the demo. Similarly, for FileBeat also I have used, but we are not going to discuss right now. So we are going to discuss only the ingest pipeline. Okay, so ingest pipelines, where it's going to run, that is first question. The ingest pipelines going to run within the Elasticsearch cluster itself, not in your remote server. That is a good news as well as bad news. Okay, good news is what is now. So if I want to access any index data, okay, if I want to access any index data, or if I want to do some minimal amount of lookups, okay, and in our case, okay, we are not able to get machine to run logstash in our within the premises or within our something some okay, then these are some of the reasons we can prefer the ingest pipeline. That is one reasons. Okay, second things, of course, is going to run any of the node. Okay, at least some of the node in our cluster, one or two nodes should support the ingest role. If you have more complex, okay, complex logic or complex manipulation, then of course you can have dedicated node. So there is no reason to stop. There is no reason to avoid. There is no reason to avoid pipeline just because of resource. Either it's going to run on premises or either it's going to SaaS or anywhere. Okay, so either way we have to pay. Okay, either way we are going to pay money. Okay, if it is a virtual machine or if it is on any node in the on premises, something like that. Okay, or VS2 instance. So the amount is going to pay same. Okay, so why not we have dedicated ingest node in our cluster. Okay, so it has access to our all index. Okay, it has different syntax. Yes, boss, that is what I am going to tell. If it is ingest pipelines, we are simply using the JSON, plain JSON. Sometimes painless script or sometimes mustache script, something like that. Okay, syntax, mustache syntax. Okay, Mustache syntax is access variable, but painless script we can use, okay, within the ingest pipeline. So that is the one biggest advantage, okay, with the developer perspective. Second thing is it's productivity, I would say. It's a really productivity, okay, even in the Kibana, because ingest pipeline can be created either API or Kibana UI itself. Okay, in the stack management you can see that ingest pipeline, okay. So you when running Kibana API, Kibana UI screen, it's very simple, straightforward. You can drag, you can add whatever the processor you want. We call it a individual SA. I'll tell you. Okay, in the logstash we call it a plugin, right? We call it a filter plugin input place. Okay, because processing perspective we call it a different filter plugin. Croc, date, mutate, Ruby, okay, Ruby. Then what else? What else I have used? Transform, yeah, of course I used transforms, okay. Similarly, so this kind of filter plugin we call it as a plugin, right? Here we call it as a processor. We call it as a processor both in logstash, in ingest pipeline as well as beat configuration also. In both we call it as a processor, okay. So it's when compared with the logstash, it's syntax wise it's really handy for me, of course, okay. I can straight away test. I don't want to run on one more machines, okay. I don't want to run my logstash because of my local laptop does not support logstash, okay. There are many things, okay. So what is now? It is very straightforward, okay. Very easy to start up work, at least. Yes, it is very easy to start up your work. Once you have cluster, you can easily start, okay. So using the Kibana UI itself, that is one benefit. Second thing is it support the painless and mustache script syntax. So that is second advantage, okay. The third one is very easy to debug. Yes, I don't want to have log into different machines. Let's say log into one server where I am running what logstash. I don't want to, and I have to log in another server that is one part of the cluster. I don't want to do. So when I start my working or actual development of configurations or actual development of processing, okay, or actual development of analysis, that times, okay, I don't want to do this kind of many login, connectivity, remote access, okay. It's a cluster, okay. I can straight away log in into the Kibana, create, load the data. I can run the samples with one or two events. I can test my pipelines. So it's very straightforward, very easy, okay. Okay, so I think I have said more thing about more favored the pipelines, okay. Yeah, fine. But still, there is a big difference between ingest pipeline. As initially I said, right. So which one you have to use? Either file beat, I mean processor within the file beat, or filter plugin within the logstash, or processor within the ingest pipeline. It's based on your use case, requirement, and complexity, okay. Even in some aspect logstash advantage, if you say in ingest pipelines, if I want to send output to somewhere else, once you process the document, if I want to send Kafka something, any third party database, something like that, I don't have any facility, okay. Or if I want to queue, or if I want to buffering, there are a lot of difference. We will see separate video in this series, of course. What is the difference between these three, okay. I will give that table, okay. But at the introduction of this ingest pipelines, okay. So obviously we are using JSON to create the ingest pipeline instead of JSON YAML syntax. The recommendations should have dedicated node for the ingest node. It's a dedicated node, okay. What are the different places we can apply or we can use the pipelines? Of course, there are query string, different places into query strings, okay. Query string, if you are running single, if you are ingesting single document, okay. I think parallelly I can show the demo as well, right? Why not? Here I am using ingest what is it? Where is that? No, search here, ingest pipelines, okay. Let me go here. Even I can see here ingest user data. Yes. Okay, it's a pipeline then. Yeah, here you can use. I'm here. I am just ingesting only single data, so single document. Okay, So you can use that in the query line as a query parameter. You can specify what is the pipeline has to used. Okay. Similarly, you can go with the bulk. Let me see whether I have that kind of pipeline creations. Okay. Any bulk? Okay, I think I don't have any areas. Let me check. Drop. Okay. With list of no. Conditional script multiple no. Okay. So we can specify the name of the pipeline in query if it is a single document, or it can be for bulk. Okay. As well as if you are doing re-index. So this is interesting. Okay, that's why I put in yellow. This is really interesting, boss. Let's say we have the index. Okay, we want to do some enrichment. We have the data. Okay, we want somehow we missed or we forgot, or still there's a kind of new feature. Okay, you can use ingest pipeline. Source index you can. Okay, source index is another one. Source index you can select what is index, and you can say what is the destination index. In between these two, you can run your pipeline, ingest pipeline. That is an important feature. So it cannot be achieved any other way. Okay, that's how it's very good. Okay, so let me give some different colors. Okay, delete. Okay. So this is a very big, very mandatory use case. I would say it's a mandatory use case. Let's say if you want to do re-indexing, but you want to do manipulation, then ingest pipeline is the only option. Of course, you can do pull to pull into the logstash. That is very lot of transformation, right? In network traffic, it will create, right? Okay. So it is best when we'll compare the re-indexing perspectives. Ingest pipeline is better, best in fact, best rather than logstash. Okay. Yeah, fine. That is another use case. And declare the pipelines in the where if it is a beat, we have to specify output, right? In that output, we will specify the what? We will specify the our logstash pipeline. Sorry, our ingest pipeline name. I think that also I can show that here. Something here you can see here, right? ILM policy rollover. Okay, here, yeah, sorry. Here I have declared. Okay, here I have declared use my policy. Sorry, you use my pipelines. Okay, this is from the beat. So in the beat is in the output sections. Okay, in the output sections it should be logged. In fact, elasticsearch. Okay, here I will specify other stuff. Okay, forget. But if it is elasticsearch, here we have to specify the what? We have to specify the pipeline ID. This is there are 4 different places we can leverage the pipeline ID. Okay, at least we can leverage the pipeline's ID. What is that? Close this fellow. Okay, there is one more stuff. Fleet elastic agent. Okay, if you are using elastic agent along with the fleet server, okay, then you can do fleet UAE in the Kibana. Okay, but there are 2 places you can declare in the template itself. This is the advantage, right? If it is a template, if I am declaring template itself, what will I don't want to declare in the output section of my file beat, right? So that is the advantage of fleet. If I go to the fleet elastic agents, okay, so we can declare the ingest pipeline in the fleet. In the template itself. Okay, that is a good. That's improvement. I would say it's a really improvement. There is a custom configuration. So of course, I have not. To be honest, I have not explored fleet elastic agent or elastic server. Fleet server. Okay, I just learned. Oh, that's it. Okay, I have not explored these 2 stuff. Okay. Remaining thing I have explored, I will show something in the demo. Okay, demo videos. I think this is enough introduction to about the file. Ingest pipeline introductions. Okay, thanks for watching. So in rest of the video I will explain other stuff. Thank you.